Sam Walton built Walmart on a simple idea: low prices, discipline, and a relentless respect for the customer. But when the founder was gone, the question was never just who owned Walmart. It was how his values would survive inside a family. 4 children, 4 very different paths, none of them crowned. All of them carrying the same invisible weight. Some guarded the boardroom. Some stepped away from retail entirely. Some chose patience over spotlight. Others redefined what the Walton name could mean. So, how does a business empire pass from a father to his children without ever handing over a throne? If you enjoy reflective stories about American business, family legacy, and the quiet forces that shape history, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It truly helps us continue. Now, let's begin with Part 1. Part 1, Sam Walton left a blueprint, not a chair. Sam Walton did not build Walmart as a throne to be inherited. He built it as a machine powered by habits, visiting stores, taking meticulous notes, despising waste, and constantly asking a question that sounded small but haunted the entire empire. How can we make it cheaper for the customer? In his final years, Sam Walton left his 4 children, Rob Walton, John T. Walton, Jim Walton, and Alice Walton, not only shares, but a behavioral template. That template carried a recurring negative callback: harsh cost discipline, suspicion of flashiness, and a habit of controlling details. It created ironclad discipline, but it could also make family members feel perpetually measured by the question: are you frugal enough? Are you efficient enough? The Walmart legacy within the Walton family therefore does not follow a straight line of who becomes CEO. It flows through multiple channels: collective family ownership, belief in frugality as culture, and each child's choice to stand closer to or farther from Walmart itself. The Walton family has exercised control through legal entities and trusts such as Walton Enterprises, with collective ownership often described as nearly half of the company's shares over time. Part 2, Rob Walton, the keeper of boardroom discipline. Rob Walton is often seen as the most corporate of the 4 siblings. Internally, Rob resembles the person handed the steering wheel while the vehicle is already moving at high speed. Turn too sharply, and the family risks appearing intrusive. Loosen the grip too much, and his father's legacy could slowly dilute inside a massive corporation. Rob is not a preacher-like figure. He operates by holding the rhythm, maintaining stability, discipline, and Walmart's understanding of itself. One unmistakable Walton callback defines him: an unwillingness to compromise on waste. That trait keeps Walmart sensitive to price, but it can also pull conversations about vision back down to cold numbers. If Sam Walton believed culture was the company's greatest asset, Rob Walton acts as its gatekeeper, quiet, persistent, and sometimes rigid enough to seem distant. Within the family, this provides security. Someone is watching the house. But it also creates invisible pressure. The legacy does not allow weak hands. Part 3, John T. Walton, the one who sought escape from a single formula. John T. Walton made the story of inheritance more dimensional. He did not exist solely within Walmart's orbit. He carried a deeper impulse. A life cannot be lived by repeating one formula forever. Internally, John seemed to love the legacy while fearing it might consume him. The negative callback he confronted most directly was this: the Walmart template could become so dominant that every life choice was judged by the question, is it efficient? For some, that question was guidance. For John, it sometimes felt like a fence. John's later absence, he passed away in 2005, left a distinctive void. The Walton family learned that inheritance is not only about transferring power, but about accepting that each child may walk a different path and still remain a Walton. That absence reinforced the family's emphasis on trust structures and collective ownership, ensuring the legacy would not depend on any single individual. Part 4, Jim Walton, carrying the legacy into banking and patience. Jim Walton is often described as possessing a calm, steady presence. He joined Walmart's board after John's passing, and simultaneously became closely associated with Arvest Bank as a family pillar. If Rob Walton holds discipline in the boardroom, Jim Walton embodies long-term rhythm. quiet, unhurried, uninterested in performance, yet deeply consistent. Internally, Jim reflects a classic Walton belief: scale matters less than endurance. The recurring negative callback in Jim's path bears Sam Walton's unmistakable fingerprint, caution so deep it can appear conservative. It shields the family from major missteps, but it can also slow change in the eyes of the public. Jim does not modernize through words. He does so by maintaining ownership structures, protecting financial discipline, and quietly defending the idea that Walmart must never lose its reason for existence, serving the many through affordable prices. Part 5. Alice Walton, carrying the legacy beyond shelves and into culture. Alice Walton represents a realization many observers eventually reach. Inheritance within the Walton family does not have to mirror retail operations. Alice chose a different direction, one where value is not measured by daily revenue, but by cultural impact, art, and community investment. Internally, Alice appears driven to demonstrate that the Walton name stands for more than price optimization. She confronted a familiar negative callback of the family, being labeled as knowing only money and frugality. Her response was not argument, but lifestyle choice, redirecting energy, capital, and time toward enriching cultural life. Yet even away from Walmart's tracks, Alice could not fully escape the Walton pressure. Every project invites the question, is it worth it? For Alice, that question did not disappear, it transformed. She answered it through a different metric: worth measured in meaning. Part 6. Inheritance through structure. Walton Enterprises, Trusts, and Collective Power. What distinguishes the Walton family is its refusal to rely on a single heir. Instead, it relies on collective ownership structures, systems designed to prevent rapid fragmentation across generations. Public descriptions often highlight Walton Enterprises, trust arrangements, and the reality that Sam Walton's surviving children, Rob, Jim, and Alice hold a substantial portion of Walmart shares directly and indirectly. From the outside, this looks like power. From within, it is also something else: family responsibility. When authority belongs to relatives, every decision carries dual pressure. Decisions must be correct as investors. Decisions must be Walton correct as children of Sam Walton. Here lies the most persistent negative callback of the legacy: the feeling of always needing to be worthy of an invisible standard. That standard is never written down, yet it surfaces in every meeting, every headline, every public judgment. Part 7. Inheritance through culture. Frugality, simplicity, and fear of losing identity. Walmart grew from a simple philosophy: low prices are not a marketing trick, they are identity. That legacy passed to the 4 children in different forms, but converged at one point: the fear of losing identity. Rob Walton fears losing identity through governance failure, so he enforces discipline. John T. Walton feared losing personal identity, so he searched for independence. Jim Walton fears losing financial identity, so he moves slowly and carefully. Alice Walton fears the family being confined by identity, so she expands it into culture. And the recurring negative callback none could avoid: Sam Walton's severity, a legacy that fueled success while sometimes suffocating family intimacy. When everything is measured by efficiency, a quiet question emerges: if I am not optimized, am I still a true Walton? Part 8. Conclusion. The Walmart legacy is not transferred, it permeates. If one asks, how was the Walmart legacy passed on? The answer exists in 2 overlapping layers. 1. The visible layer: shares, trusts, Walton Enterprises, collective ownership approaching half the company over time. 2. The invisible layer: habits, culture, cost obsession, suspicion of flashiness, and relentless standards, negative callbacks repeating in how Sam Walton's children move through the world. What stands out is that none of the 4 needed to become Sam Walton, version 2. Rob Walton chose to be a stabilizer. John T. Walton once attempted escape from the mold. Jim Walton chose endurance. Alice Walton chose to expand the meaning of the Walton name beyond the store. And so the Walmart legacy within the Walton family does not resemble a baton passed in a relay race. It resembles a scent absorbed by fabric. Each carries it differently, yet none can deny that it belongs to them.